For today's Cyber CEO episode,
Carl is actually helping us with offset some tasks from bookkeeping to task management to problem solving in general, just talking to tenants. And he pulls in extra hours. He's really awesome. He's really good. I'm not sure if Carl is just a superstar and if he's just really amazing. And I love that he's hardworking. Like he pulls in extra hours. So I don't ask him to, I don't want him to, but he does it anyway. He's young, he's energetic. He's got this like great passion to learn. So I really love that about him. The fact that he has the right attitude to be able to dive into it and keep going at it, that's I really love that.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our Cyberbackers helped our Cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Kenneth, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you, Jello?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for dropping by. I know you have a lot of things to do, so we really appreciate you being here today. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like yourself. So I need your help. And you introduce yourself to our audience. Maybe let's start with, what's your role in the business, Kenneth?
Sure. I'm the team leader at we have a real estate team in Toronto, Canada. So I'm the team leader for it and business owner.
Okay. Now, how long have you been in the world of real estate?
17 years.
17 years. A lot of experience, a ton of experience right there. Now, how about working with someone virtual? Is this your first time?
No, it's not our first time. We've had several virtual assistants, and none of them. This is the first time with a company, though.
Oh, first time with someone who can. I mean, not just a single person, then, not an independent contractor.
Correct.
Like that.
Yeah. So in the past, I was doing independent. First of all, there's a whole bunch of things where you're outsourcing freelancing, through the various job sites,
Mm-hmm.
for freelancing.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is the first time using a company.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, how did you find out about Cyberbacker in the first place?
Well, I was teaching a course through our 𝗙𝗃𝗋𝗋 offices. So I'm with 𝗙𝗃𝗋𝗋𝗋 Realty. And I had somebody that was just really attentive trying to get me on as an instructor to teach the courses. So I thought, oh, this is pretty awesome. So I looked up their information and I saw it was a Cyberbacker. So I was like, oh, what's that? So I looked up Cyberbacker and I saw that it was a virtual outsourcing company.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, wow, she's virtual. I didn't even know she was virtual in the first place. I thought she was somebody local, right, throughout Canada. And then I interviewed, I asked her questions about which company she was with and how to go and all that. And then I met with one of your esteemed colleagues, and it was good from there.
There we go. Now,
rest is history.
Rest is history. How long have you been working with Cyberbacker?
I think like 5-6 months maybe now.
5-6 months.
If I'm not mistaken.
Fairly new partnership. So let's talk more about your experience with Cyberbacker. First, when it comes to the hiring process, you went through that. How did that go?
It was overwhelming, to be honest, because there's so many people that I'm talking to, so many different steps, and I see why, right? Like the key mantra for that 𝗙𝗃𝗋𝗋 always talks about is slow to hire, quick to fire. Mm-hmm. So take your time to hire somebody, but if they're not performing to your standards, fire them quickly. Mm-hmm. So I see why that it's too slow, and my natural personality is to have things quick. I want things fast. I want things now. I want things done yesterday, right? So it was a bit daunting to actually have to sit through all the hiring process, the key steps, but I'm thankful that we did.
Yes, and now you're working with your own Cyberbacker. Now, going through that process, how did you know, though, that your Cyberbacker today was the perfect fit for what your business needs were?
Well, the only way we knew was having multiple candidates, right? So whereas if you're going to try to go direct to hire a virtual assistant through any of the job boards, then it's hard. You won't have a lot of candidates, and there's lots to filter through. Like you get thousands of applicants. Whereas with Cyberbacker, you talk to the recruiting process, you tell them what you want, and then they kind of meet that personality. They give you, several candidates to pick from. And then they give you, their whole little elevator pitch and what they're about, and then you kind of go from there. So the one we originally picked, it was actually an older gentleman, and he was good. He was actually our first choice, to be honest, just because of life experience. But something happened in his life, and then we got our second choice, which turned out he was actually really amazing, really good. So I'm happy we actually ended up with our second choice.
All right, perfect.
If that makes any sense, yeah.
Your cyberbacker is Carl, right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, talk to me about the tasks. What are the tasks that you leverage off to Carl every day?
Sure. So Carl is actually so it's not for the real estate business. We have a property management company. So he's there helping us with offset some tasks from bookkeeping to task management to problem solving in general, just talking to tenants. And one of the requirements that we're looking for when we're hiring somebody is with a bit of property management experience, at least understanding of what it is to be a landlord. Mm-hmm. So that's where we ended up with Carl. He helped us move over to a new system, new property management software, and that was a big task. And he pulls in extra hours. He's really awesome. Like he's really, really good.
So he focused on the property management piece then, not really the sales part? Okay.
Correct. So, it's not my first assistant that I've ever had. I mean, I've had probably in my life, at least probably close to 15 assistants throughout the years. And my very first couple of them, actually, I always thought that you could just you have somebody great now, awesome. You could throw everything to them, right? And not have to worry about any kind of, tasks and everything. All your problems are solved and you don't do any work anymore, right? It doesn't work like that. You really have to give them a narrow focus and give them proper steps, right? So I found that if we don't introduce anything other than property management to Carl, in fact, specific parts of property management, we've got to get down to like the systems management as opposed to task management. I think that's when you set them up for success. And, the cost of getting a virtual assistant versus having somebody in-house, you get a lot more leverage that way, right? So yes, there's advantages of having somebody in-house, but the cost savings that you get for having somebody virtual, it allows you to really get 2, 3, 4, 5 assistants for the price of one that you would get here. Mm-hmm. And it allows them to focus on a narrow task. And when you focus on that narrow task, they'll be set up for success.
Yes, again, the focus is very, very important. I think in any kind of partnership, that really is very, very important. Now, of course, it's only been a few months that you've been working with Carl, your cyberbacker. What I'm curious to know about is your growth plan for him. Of course, he's going to continue learning, growing. Do you have any new tasks that you got lined up for him, let's say for the next 3-6 months from today?
Well, as he gets more involved in it, then we'll be growing the business at the same time too. So we'll have more clients for that side of it, which involves obviously overseeing a few more tasks, if that makes sense. So is there a growth plan? Not necessarily, but in the long term, if he stays with us, which I hope he does, then certainly, yeah, for sure. I'd love for him to grow with us.
Of course, exciting stuff right there. Now, how about this partnership that you have with him? Do you have daily communication, daily video calls, or text? How do you communicate with your cyberbacker?
So we use, if you want to get technical, we use Slack to communicate. And Slack is like pretty much the same as using WhatsApp or any kind of messenger system. However, you have different channels for each topic that you're talking about. So we'll have a specific channel for the overall property management as a group. Then we'll have ones for specific properties and one for maintenance and one for the systems. So it's all like your thoughts aren't all over the place. Right now we're looking at a system implementation for a new system, and he's helping lead the charge for that. So we have a separate channel for that. That makes sense. And that's how we talk. Now, I should actually preface this. He doesn't report to me directly. He reports to 𝗙𝗃, which reports to me. So 𝗙𝗃 is our in-house property manager, and he supports 𝗙𝗃. So I'm not giving Carl direction every day per se. 𝗙𝗃 is actually the one doing that, our in-house person.
Gotcha. But I know you mentioned that you've already had experience before working with people virtually. Now, how do you create a successful partnership with someone who's virtual? Do you have any, let's say, tips that you can share with our listeners? Because for sure, some of them might have a difficult time transitioning to the virtual world.
I think the way to set yourself up for success, obviously, is have proper communications. What I did like and what sold me on Cyberbacker was having the end-of-day reports, daily reports. Whereas if you're managing somebody directly, it's hard. Like if you give them a lot of rope, they can really just like go loose, right? And I don't have the time to sit there and micromanage, to be honest. So that's where I feel like a company like Cyberbacker has been great in terms of the coaching and mentoring. I'm not sure if Carl is just a superstar and he was just really amazing, or if it's based on your company's plan, I guess you could say. But this is my second experience with a Cyberbacker. Like I said, the one I got introduced to, she's been amazing. Her name is Yvonne. She was really, really good as well too. So I have a feeling that it is a Cyberbacker process thing that makes you guys very different.
Now, one last question, though. For sure, once we have this online, your Cyberbacker is going to be able to listen to this as well. Watch it, of course. What do you like most about Carl?
Like I said, I love that he's hardworking. Like he pulls in extra hours, so I don't ask him to. I don't want him to, but he does it anyway, just because he's curious naturally. He's, he's young, he's energetic, he's got this like great passion to learn. So I really love that about him. And it's okay if he makes mistakes. I don't mind about that. Everyone's human. But the fact that he has the right attitude to be able to dive into it and keep going at it, that's I really love that.
Now, we are very, very excited to see where this partnership grows to, of course, for the next couple of months. And again, Kenneth, thank you very much for dropping by today. I had fun talking to you.
Thanks, Jello.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.